My name is Rochelle Cook, and I'm the Souls Coach. And now I'm going to talk to you about Path 5, Intention. It's very difficult to change anything in your life if you're not going to set the intention to do so. In fact, you have to set your intention to do anything that you're going to do in life. I'm going to get up today and start exercising, or I'm going to get up today and stop eating sugar. Boy, those are two extreme things. Ah, they don't have to be extreme, but for most people, they are. When we are in a relationship and we want to change, we go through all of these paths, and keep in mind, these paths don't have to be worked through 1 through 7. You can start from 4 and then go to 1 and shimmy yourself through the paths. It just depends on where you're at in your life and what you want to accomplish. What do you want to do? Some people go through 1 through 7 because they need to. Some people don't. But you need to set an intention. And one of the things about intention is it's like a goal. It's important to understand that when you set your intention and you set your goals, they are not etched in stone. The more flexible you are, the better. If you want to heal a part in yourself that hurts, what you might want to do is say, I'm going to set the intention that I'm going to help myself. An interesting story is when I was going to get my master's, we all, 250 people in a room, we would all have these trios where you have someone you speak to, you're the person, you're speaking to someone, and there's a neutral observer. And I was in this trio once, and we were talking about depression because I used to have issues around depression, but only if I thought somebody was going to leave me because my issues were around abandonment. Well, this person looked at me. I'll never forget him. His name was Ryan. I can't say his last name, but his name was Ryan. And he looked at me and he said to me, Rochelle, did you ever say to yourself that you're not going to be depressed anymore? Did you ever set that intention? And I was like a deer in headlights because I don't want to be depressed. I was doing everything to fight it. But I never once claimed that I am not going to be depressed, because I was so busy holding on to my storybook syndrome, because I learned that people do get depressed. I became depressed. That was, it went from one generation to the other. That was me. That I became depressed. If someone left, I thought I was going to die. Life was over. If someone left me, it really was like a death. And I'm going to get depressed. I was so busy and so wrapped up into my story and my belief that I never once thought to myself, oh, I'm not going to be depressed. I'm going to set my intention to no longer experience depression. I'm going to set my intention that if somebody leaves me, it's funny, I could hear my father saying, hey, Rochelle, it's not your loss, it's their loss. And he would say that with a smile on his face. And he meant it. He meant it. We can set goals for ourselves, whether it's to make more money, to buy a house, to be a better person, to become enlightened. That's always the best one as far as I'm concerned. To work through our trauma, to understand ourselves better so we can be more authentic and give because we want to. When you're giving, you don't think about yourself because you're too busy giving. And when you give and raise your consciousness, to that level, then what happens is you start getting back, not because you're asking for it. It just, life shifts and turns, and that's what happens because you're not being so self-centered. That's a good intention to make, is to give more. It's the fastest way, that and gratitude, to be grateful for what you do have, to change your consciousness. So when you set your intention to change, you will change. But this is what you have to remember. You need to remain flexible. Another example is, let's say you're driving and you need to get from point A to point Z. And you start driving your car, and all of a sudden there's tons of traffic. And there's traffic because there's some construction on the road. Well, you can choose to get upset, but I mean, I don't know what that's going to do for you. I mean, as my grandmother used to say, Rochelle, what you worry about the most never happens. It doesn't hurt you. I mean, I'm sorry, it doesn't help you, and it doesn't. So why worry about it? There's nothing you can do. There's construction on the road and there's traffic. That's it. It's actually that simple. Or what you can do is you can go in a different direction. And just because you set your intention, you had a goal to get from A to Z, and this is the way you're going to do it because we're robots and this is what we do, this is how it works, this is what we were taught. You can say, wait a minute, I'm just going to go the opposite way. There are other ways to get to where I want to go. And if there's not, then just deal with it. There's nothing you can do. Use the time to reflect on how great your life really is. If there's another way to go, that's fine. You're going to get to where you want to go. Just maybe your course changed. And that's not a bad thing unless you make it bad. You get to choose the way you think. And I have to say, I hear this all the time. People are so freaked out because they're in traffic and the way, their route has been disturbed because there's construction or whatever else is going on. And they get all crazy in their heads. And then we have road rage. It's ridiculous. It is what it is. I call it a useless thought and emotion. We don't need these in our head. So when you set your goal and intention to change, you may not even know how you're going to do it. But as long as you say to yourself, I'm setting my intention to change the way I think around this situation, and I'm going to throw a spirituality in here, trust in spirit, whatever you believe that is, trust in yourself, you will reach your goal. Remember to be flexible. Don't be like stuck in this box of cement that you can't get out of, and you will reach your destination. For more information, go to the Soul's Coach. Please visit our free membership site and learn more. Thank you.